Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm very excited to show you a new tool that I've been working on for quite some time, and I'm really proud of. And I wanted to showcase it to you. So, um, introducing ENVN. So, ENVN is a standalone environment manager. So, it is a small program, moderately small program written in Rust, which enables you to manage your .env files more efficiently. And this is going to be a tutorial on how to use it, what all to do, and how to get started, basically. So I'm going to basically wipe out my config. So the config, the base files exist in the home/env, and all of the config files exist in the config directory. Config directory is the app data directory on Windows. So I've started fresh. Now there are two ways you can install envn. You can either clone the repository and install it. You can just run cargo build in release mode on the whole GitHub repo itself, or you can just say cargo install envn. This is the simplest way I recommend. Now this has been built with cross platform in mind, so don't worry, this is cross platform. Even though this is Linux, you can download it on macOS, Windows, anything. So first things first, after you install envn, I want you to type envn on your terminal, and first thing, it'll ask you to create a password file. Now, ENVN uses AES 256 algorithm to encrypt and decrypt your information, for which it uses a key and a salt that is stored in the home/env directory that I just deleted. So running this will make sure that directory is created, and it needs a password file just to be secure. So now we have no info at all. So just press enter and enter in a very secure password. I'm not entering hello. It'll ask you for the confirmation, and your password has been set. All the default config files have been generated by envn and are securely there. You can proceed to use envn now. And this is all the configuration you have to do for envn. Everything is out of the box and simple. Now, envn has a really unique way of interacting. You can use it as a Go style CLI, so I can just directly use the command like this. But I know most people are not really whizzes at CLI. So to use envn, all you have to do if you're an experienced terminal user is just press envn. That's it. It'll ask you to enter in your password. Enter that, and oops, I entered the wrong one there. As you can see, it did not allow me. So I a demonstration of that. So if I enter in the right password now, see, it's allowed me in, and these are all the commands that I can execute in a drop down basically, and you can just start typing to filter it out. So you can have set, you can have a get basically. So uh, let's start small, shall we? The most basic way to run this is just go and write an env file, I guess. We'll have two entries. Pool 1 points to a random string, and GAID tracks to whatever that is. Okay, now that that is set, if I go ahead and read my .env file, we'll have cool1 and GAID. Right, now I want to load these into the ENVN Global Manager so I can take these on the go with me anywhere I want. So to do that, all you have to do is envn load.env. You have to enter in your password, and two secrets have been loaded to memory. So now if we do envn all, It'll ask you for your password again. I'll be showing you the configuration of how to disable the password, so don't worry about that. As you can see, secret is name is cool1, name is GID. Now this name is how you'll be able to access all of Envn's features, right? So first things, this is loading from a file. So all you did was envn load file name, it loads that up. Next one, if you want to get a particular one, you just enter in the name, enter in the password again, and you get the secret. If you don't have the secret, you'll just say secret not found. As simple as that. So the basic add get set. You can even add to the DB directly. So I can just say and call an entry cool, enter in my password, enter the key. So I can be like cool guy. Um, the value is whatever gibberish, and you don't have to execute anything at all. You can just type in envn, enter your password, say add. It'll ask you an identifier for the secret, which is the name. uh, you call this whatever you want, enter the value, and the secret is saved. Really fast, really simple, awesome. So next, you have the basic stuff. You can edit, right? You can edit it. uh, you can I don't know, delete it, right? uh, you want to delete, yes, I want to delete. The secret is deleted. Now if I say envn get cool and enter in my password, it says secret not found. Simple stuff, really awesome. uh, it has a bunch more. We've just covered the surface of it. So one more thing that I end up using a lot in envn is its append feature. So we have the .env file here, right, that has cool one. But if we do an envn get hello, you see that we also have hello world. So let's say you want to append hello world to the current .env file. All you have to do is envn append hello. You enter in the oops, I I did a mistake with it. That's all right. Envn append.envn. You pass in the password. Oops, I'm sorry for that. You pass in the name. Forget my own tool. So secret appended. You just say dot bat. There you go. You have hello world is hello world. See, quite simple. It automatically detects the env files. Now I'm it currently not, it's not a feature that you can pass in the file name, but it's an easy PR. If anyone wants to do it, I'll do it probably in version 5.1. This is version 5.0, 5.0, on the occasion of which I'm doing this video. I consider envn to be sort of full at this point. So to summarize, you can add a secret, get a secret, edit a secret, delete a secret. You can load in from a file, you can append to a file, you can even save the file. So if I delete .env and say envn save.env, it asks for my password. Warning, this will overwrite any existing file with the same name. This will take me to add mode. So when you're in add mode, just keep pressing whatever you want to add. And now if I read my .env again, we have the same thing. Simple, right? So that's that. And moreover, another cool feature of envn is its backups. So envn is very dynamic, and since everything happens locally, uh, there's chances that stuff might go wrong. So envn allows you to create backups. So if I say envn backup and give it a backup name, you don't have to. If you don't, it'll just use the date time of the current listing as the name. But I like to give mine, so I'll call it nice. You enter in the password. The backup nice.tar was created, right? So let's keep this aside. And here I want to take the opportunity to show you the advanced side of .envn. Now this is home/.envn. It's home on Unix-based operating systems like macOS and Ubuntu or Linux. And on Windows, it is your C/user/username uh, /envn. This is where .envn stores all of its information. So, first one is auth, which is a SHA-256 hash of the password in plain text. So, not the most secure one, but this is the only thing that is stored in plain text here. Right. Next, next here is the key. Now, the key and the nonce. The nonce is also known as salt in some situations. Both of these are binary encrypted files, right? So the keys and the nonces have been converted into a binary format and encrypted to be stored in this file, right? So, but be careful. Having both of these is basically you losing all of your security, right? The envn.db is an SQLite file that has all of your encrypted passwords that can only be decrypted using both of these files together, not just one of them together. So these are sort of like your keys to the lock. So be careful with them. And if I open up the envn.db in a database explorer like DB browser for SQLite, you will see that everything is stored in pretty plain text except the values. The values are stored in a binary format. Now, this binary format is not just me converting the values to the binary, it is actually me encrypting it using the key and the nonce that were generated from your password. Okay, so this is quite secure, right? Um, as long as you don't hand over your key and nonce to another program, this is quite secure, right? This is obviously not enterprise level. This was more of a pet project for me to handle my various websites.env. So when I was migrating sites, I had to shift my .env files a lot, and it was a pain. And I end up using the same env files for multiple stuff anyways. So my Google app ID, for example, remains the same, right? My Postgres SQL username and password remain the same. My MongoDB instance URI is the same, right? So for these repeated values, you can store them in .envn, right? So now, with all of this well done and said, I had promised you to show you the .config files, right? So envn is easily configurable. To open up its config file, you will find it in .config/envn/config.toml. This has just two fields for now. Feel free to add more in the GitHub repo, but first is the base directory. These both are auto-generated and these are the default values for them both. But let's say I want to disable the password. Like I'm the only guy who uses the computer, so I don't really need the password. All you have to do is say ask for password to be false. And don't worry if you malform this config file by chance, uh, envn will most likely fix it for you. And if it doesn't, just delete the file, and envn will take care of the rest. So now with that said, I can just go envn and it directly logs me in. There is no stuff required, right? So uh, as I promised, you can actually restore your backup. So let's say you're handing out your computer to some other guy, right? This has nothing to do with it, but basically there's a reset command here that lets you reset stuff. So uh, if I say envn reset db, this will delete the database of secrets basically. So if I say envn get hello after that, it will no longer find the secret, even though if you log on here and say ll, you will find the auth and the envn.db to be there. Rest all have been deleted for the sake of safety, right? So However, if you could remember, we had made a backup that has nice.tar. And if you open up backup slash nice.tar, this is what you will find. And this is what envn finds. This is a complete backup. So to restore it, all you have to do is envn restore backup name, and everything is restored. Now, if I say envn get hello, you'll see that I have all the secret stuff. So that's another cool feature that I wanted to showcase. One more thing that I'm very proud of in envn is everything is text based, right? So there is no place where you have to have a modern terminal or a modern laptop. Envn is quite accessible. And plus, for spelling mistakes, I do take care of that. So instead of telling append, if you call it append or something like that, I have implemented, I guess it was the Levenstein distance algorithm or something. So it predicts the right words for you to choose from, and it also expects you. And if there are any errors, it handles them quite gently. It doesn't outright shout at you. But for now, since Envn has not yet reached its version 1, I want to make sure that all of the errors are reported. So if anything goes wrong, yep, Envn will put out this huge this thing. And if you want to report the errors, all you have to do is, I guess, use this and send it to me. Or I am actually working on enabling better options to error reporting. So that's in the mind back there, right? So other than that, this is ENVN. It's quite awesome. I highly recommend you try it out, right? Uh, so I hope you had fun watching this. Definitely try out ENVN. Links are all in the description, right? And one more thing before I forget, uh, ENVN is open source. You can find it over on my GitHub. There, I've written quite a bit of documentation for this, and all of the files are very well commented. So hopefully it's a pleasure to understand. So as you can see, I'm actually using a AES 256 cipher. So yeah, that's ENVN. Thanks for watching. Uh, and yeah, hopefully you have a good one. Please try the tool out. If you have any queries or your general feelings, let me know in the description. I really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.